Hi, welcome back to my stream. I haven't streamed in about a week. I meant to stream yesterday, but things happened, so I'm streaming today. So what I'm streaming is the roguelike tutorial. So if we look here, I need to update my Chrome. We are running this roguelike tutorial in Rust. We're made our way most of the way through it. We're on the last chapter of the first section, handling the equipment stuff. What we did last time was added, you can see here, we added equipable and equipped as components. And then we also added a dagger that we could equip. And I thought we also added a shield. Yeah, we added a shield, but it's not showing up in the diffs. Maybe because I did a cargo format or something. So what we're going to do next is actually allowing the equipable. So we made things that you could take on or put on, right, and swap out. This actually equipping the item. We did that. Yes, entities to change. We had to change this. When we change levels, we want to remove everything except for the player and the player's equipment. Right? We don't want to remove anything from the player's backpack or from the player's equipped items, because when they're equipped, they're not in the backpack anymore. So we had to add this little section of code here to make sure that we didn't make those entities disappear when you change levels. It would be very disconcerting if you lost your dagger when you went down or up a level. So we're now on the stage where we're going to grant combat bonuses. So let's see, we should be all clean. We just did a push here. Git log. So player can now equip items and swap them out. And I think that was our last push. Yes. Okay. It's been a while, so I just want to make sure we're up to date. All right. So what we're going to do now is add these components: melee, power bonus, and defense bonus. A shield should provide some protection against incoming damage, and being stabbed with a dagger should hurt more than being punched. To facilitate this, we'll add some more components. All right. So we're going to add, and we're going to, since they have values in them, we're going to be able to use the convert save load. Struct defense bonus, pub power 32, and then, this is pub, and pub struct melee power bonus, pub power I32. Okay. We also remember to register them in main and the save load system. Yes. Okay. This is getting rather long here. So this is melee power bonus and defense bonus. Oops, like that. And then a save load system. So down here, melee power bonus and defense bonus. And that's in the save, and this is in the load. There. Okay. We can then modify our code in Spawner. Oh boy. Got to take care of a spammer here. How do I block? There we go. Ban. Done. Okay. Very good. It's always fun when you get spammers in your chat. All right. So the dagger, we can modify our code in spawner.rs to add components to the right items. All right. So we're going to change spawner to add the component. So we're going to add this melee power bonus. I'm not sure how spammers end up continuing to exist, because you'd think that as soon as people ban them, suddenly people would Anyway, I'm not gonna think about it. So okay, we've added defense bonus to the shield and melee power bonus to the dagger. We're still not using them, so I guess that's what this is going to do here in the melee combat system. We need to modify the combat system to apply these bonuses. So we add some additional ECS queries to our system, and that's in the melee combat system. All right, so we have entities, write expect, game log, wants to melee, the name, combat stats, and suffer damage, and we're adding 3 more read storages. So let's do that, 1, 2, 3, and call this melee power bonus. Call this defense bonus, and call this equipped. Okay, and then we have to modify this, obviously. We need to add those guys. Melee power bonus, defense bonuses, plural, equipped. Right. And then entity wants melee name, stats stays the same. But we're going to check here. Looks like we're checking right here for the offensive bonus and down here for the defensive bonus. Okay. So if stats.hp is greater than 0, and we're going to go for each item and its power bonus and equipped by in entities melee power bonuses and equipped.join, and again I'm going to let cargo format handle that. If equipped by owner is equal to the entity that we're dealing with, it's coming from here. Oh yeah, so now it's no longer with an underbar. Okay, like that. Then the offensive bonus plus equals power bonus power. It seems like this could be done with a composition of functions here, but and a filter and whatnot, but I'm not going to worry about it. Let target stats equal combat stats get, so that's the same. Target stats HP is greater than 0. Target name names get. That's all the same, and then we calculate the defensive bonus here. Let mute defensive bonus equal 0 for item entity defense bonus equipped by in entities defense bonuses, like that. Equipped.join if equipped by dot owner is equal to the wants melee target defensive bonus plus equals defense bonus defense. Right. And now we're going to change this line here, and apparently everything else stays the same, as we say stats power plus offensive bonus minus the target stats defense plus the defensive bonus. Right. So we've added melee power bonus and defense and equipped to the readers, right? That's up here. These 3 lines here. Then we have, we calculate the offensive bonus. We calculate once we determine the target. Why is this not scrolling properly? Okay. Then we calculate defensive bonus. Let me put a blank line here. Separate these guys. And then we apply the offensive bonus and the defensive bonus as needed. All right, so if we cargo run now, you can find that using your dagger makes you hit harder and using your shield makes you suffer less damage. All right, let's try that. Build. No of course. Oh, have to add. Oh, I have to change that. Okay. And then I have to add equipped melee power bonus and defense bonus to the spawner, or to the combat system, right? Okay. And then minus by goes underscore like that. That's the only one of those. Let's see what else blows up. I got to add it to spawner too. Oh, this should be power. All right. Here. So this is melee power bonus, defense bonus. We already have equipped, don't we? Oh, I guess we don't care about equipped here, right? Yeah, just melee power bonus and defense bonus. Okay. And then on line 44, we're going to change this to power. Okay, let's try building that. And I think my server is still running. Yeah, look at that. It's been running for the whole time. I'd love to know why this takes 15 seconds to build now. It used to take like 3 or 4 seconds. I don't know if OBS has gotten more power greedy or what. All right, so let's refresh, pick a new game. We can pick up the shield. We can pick up this. I can equip the shield. I can equip the dagger. And now I should be able to hit harder. Right, before I was hitting for 4 damage. Let's see if we can find an enemy to attack. There we go. Okay, so player hits orc for 6 HP. So yeah, 2 more than it was before. And orc is unable to hurt player. So now I'm invulnerable to orcs. That's neat. It seems unbalanced, but okay. And using your shield makes you suffer less damage. It's true because the orcs and goblins can't. Let's see, where do we create orcs and goblins? There we go. Oh, all of they're power 4, so they can hit me for 4, and I think I'm power 2. Source lib player. Combat stats. Yeah, where do I spawn? Where does the player get spawned? Is that in main? No. Oh, player like this. No. I thought it would. I was trying to find the thing that would. Where's a width? I'm not seeing it right away. Player turn. Here, with player. Here we go. Oh, it is in spawner. Okay. Player. Here we are. Okay, so my defense is 2, and then you add the shield to it, right? Which has a defense of 2, which gives me a total defensive of 4. And the orc can only hit for 4, so obviously the orc can't hit me. That's exciting. Or, well, you know, maybe we'll balance it later, but I'm not worried about balance right now. We're just learning about how this all works. So let's quit out of this, and then make sure Clippy's happy. So we'll push this change. Once we do a diff, take a look at what's there. So we added the melee and defense bonuses. We added them to the melee combat system, so we take them into account. And then in the spawner, we add that to the dagger and to the shield. Okay. Git is git add source, git commit dagger and shield. Now grant bonus is in the combat system. Okay. So unequipping the item. Now that you can equip items and remove them by swapping, that's true, because what we did was we added down item use system if something was already equipped in a particular slot, right? So the dagger is in a hand slot and the shield is in the arm slot, right? If it's already equipped, then we're going to list it as an to unequip right here. And then, oops, there we go. And then once we've found something to unequip, we say we unequip it and then we equip the other one. Right now there's only daggers, so I can pick up 2 daggers, for example, or 2 shields and equip them both. Oops. I guess that was a magic missile scroll, not a shield. But I got the dagger, right? B. So now if I go find another dagger or a couple of shields, that's a shield. Okay. So I'll equip the shield, right? It says you pick up the shield, you equip the shield. If I find another shield somewhere, or dagger, either one. Yeah, with the shield they can't hurt me. So I don't have to worry about health potions or anything like that. Come on. I just want to find one more dagger and then demonstrate how the daggers swap out for each other, but since they're interchangeable and identical, it doesn't really... Oh, there's the stairs down. Maybe they'll find more daggers. Nope. Not having good luck with finding equipment here. Oh, that's magic missile scroll. I gotta learn my lefts from my rights. Somewhere, there's a dagger. Okay, so I'll pick up the other dagger. So I have a dagger in my hand, and I have a dagger in equipment, but we don't have an equipment menu. If I say equip this dagger by pressing C, it says you want to equip dagger, you equip dagger. So it swapped out the daggers from the entity's point of view, but we can't really tell. So we can remove them by swapping, right? That's what I just got stuck on that line there. Okay, you may want to stop holding an item and return it to your backpack. And the game as simple as this one isn't strictly necessary, but it's a good option to have for the future. We'll bind the R key to remove an item since that key is available. In player RS, we add this to the input code. Okay, so I moved it over to game state so that main... Oh, I keep thinking I did that. I did that for some things. Here we go. So here's DGI. We're going to add R. Return run state show remove item. All right, so it's going to be very similar to show inventory, I take it. We'll add show remove item to run state. And that's in game state. There we go. Show inventory, show drop item, show remove item. I don't think it matters where it goes. They put it at the end, but it's just an enum and we don't care. I'm just putting all the shows together. So we add a handler for it in tick. So here's tick. This is determining what to draw, whether it's the main menu or the game screen. So we're going to skip over that. And there's show inventory, show targeting, show drop item. All right, so we'll put it right there after show drop item. We'll say run state show remove item. And what is this doing? Should put up the remove item menu and then decide what to do. And it adds a wants to remove item. Yeah, so okay, that's a new component type. Okay. So it should be similar. Oops. I was trying to do that over here. But obviously whatever I did scrolled us up. Where were we? Here, okay. Let's try to split the screen here and then pull up. Oh no, just go back and take a look at show inventory. All right, so this is slightly different, but it's similar, right? So we get the result of show inventory. Here we get the result of remove item menu. Oops, down here, we do that. So result is GUI remove item menu, self context, and then we're going to match the result. If it's cancel, the new run state is awaiting input. If there's no response, we do nothing. And if it's selected, then we do the thing. It says item entity, that line's the same. Okay, so let's copy that. Save us a little bit of typing. So now we're going to say our intent, we grab from, we grab a pointer, a reference to the right storage. Sorry, with the wants to remove item component, struct, list, collection, whatever you want to call it, right? Storage wants to remove item. Intent.insert self ECS fetch entity. Okay, so this is shorthand for the player. So we store the player as an entity in the list of resources. And then we're just inserting a wants to remove item component on the player. And then this just gets expect unable to insert intent. Okay, and then we set the new run state to be the player turn. And that closes that. So that's pretty straightforward, right? We say if you selected a thing, then insert this component onto this player, right? It's interesting. So we're grabbing, I'm just thinking about how specs might work. We're grabbing an intent reference, a mutable reference to this storage for wants to remove items. So there's some storage there for all the components that want to remove items, right? And then we're inserting that specific thing. Would specs blow up if we tried to insert the wrong type? I don't know. I haven't tried that. Okay, so what we're going to do now is go into components. Hey Togglebit, how are you doing? Good to see you again. Just muddling my way through these things. Oh, 103 people. Wow. Thanks for showing up. I'm currently working my way through this roguelike tutorial. I'm almost done with the first section. Up to the equipment part, and then we're going to work on stretch goals. But I'm going to probably stream for another half hour or so. We'll see how far we get. So we are currently up to adding the component for wants to remove item. Thanks, Togglebit. Thanks for stopping by. And thanks to all the raiders. Let's see. Pub struct wants to remove item entity. Okay, so this is matching up with our remove item. And as usual, has to be registered in main and save load systems. Yes. So down here, we add our wants to remove item. And then down in save load system, we can add that here. Wants to remove item. And then goes here too. One for the serializer and one for the deserializer. Thanks, Bear Duda. Yeah, I've been using Vim professionally since too many years. At some point, I set up a NeoVim to add all of the Rust Analyzer integration stuff, but it gets too noisy for me. There's just too much stuff on the screen bouncing around as I'm typing, so I turned that off. Okay, so now we're going to go to the GUI to add this remove item menu. It's almost exactly the same as the item dropping menu, but changing what is queried and the heading. It'd be a great idea to make these into more generic functions sometime. We already did this, didn't we? Yeah, we have show inventory here, right? Which pulls everything out, and then I'm going to split that and go down here, and the drop item menu is almost identical, right? The only difference, I remember this, the only difference is that we changed this. That's the only difference. Everything else is the same. So I think, and this looks identical except for what? Yeah, so we have remove which item, but it's not going to go for the backpack, right? What's it going to go for? Oh, it's going to go for equipped. Okay. And I'm guessing that's the only difference between these two things, right? Is that the only difference between these things? Because this looks the same. Item menu result, letter to option, blah, blah, blah. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a small diversion here and combine this into a single thing. Maybe we'll call this show menu. Okay, and then it'll take a type. How does that work? There's some way you can insert a type here and get that to work, of a component type that we just stick in here. Like that, maybe? And then what else would it need? It would need the string for this thing, right? Heading stir. Can you do that? I don't know if this is going to work. I'm just taking a stab in the dark here. No, heading like that. And then we change this pub fun show inventory. And it was in backpack, right? Help me out here if you know. Yes, mute state, ctx, mute rltk, and we'll just return show menu of, oh no, not here, right? That goes here in backpack, gs, ctx, and do I do ampersand or no? Inventory. Oh, I changed the wrong thing here, didn't I? This was supposed to be press escape to cancel. Something like that, right? And this is heading. I have no idea if this is going to compile. But this also returns an item menu result and an option entity. Like that, right? Will this even compile? Stab in the dark. Okay, let's see what happens if I build this. Oh, colon. Okay, thank you, Rust. And then, yeah, we don't have remove item menu yet. Oh, okay, some things are going to have to change here. Type parameter T. Oh, because it's a component, right? And so we don't know that it's an in backpack thing. So there should be some way of show menu. right? So this should be colon colon like that. And because this is a component, we don't know the owner, right? So item1.owner, it only works for in backpack. It also works for equipped, right? Where is it? Oh, we don't even look. Oh, is this too different? Oh no, we do it. Item0.owner. It's player entity right there. Yeah, and we do that here, item1.owner. Okay, so it's the same thing. So we just need to make it, instead of a component, we need to make it another type that implements ownership, right? Yeah, so the backpack here is something that implements ownership. Can we do that? How hard is that going to be? In backpack. So we just create a new trait. Is that how it works? Say pub trait owned, and it returns an owner, which is an entity. Like that? Is that how you do it? What is ECS? That's a great question. So ECS is Entity Component System. It's a way of organizing data in a game such that you have entities, which are the objects in your game, like in this case, daggers and orcs and shields and stuff like that. And then you have components that attach to those entities, which modify the behavior. And then you write a system which works with the components to have the game state change. So it's different. It's slightly different organization than doing like object-oriented programming. At some point, I want to go through the specs manual. Here, sorry about the blinding white background here. I'm not sure why it's not doing dark mode, but so there's this whole specs thing here on amethyst.rs, which describes how it works, and I'd like to go through it at some point. But I'm using this RLTK or bracket lib, which uses specs under the hood to handle implementing the games. So if I say pub trait owned, right? Just getting back to this, we should be able to impl owned for in backpack. We'll figure it out. We'll figure this out and just say pub an owner self, and all it's going to do is return self.owner. Let's say, we'll call this owned by, so that's not the same. Rust can probably handle it if it's the same, but at least let me try this. And then if I change this to item1.owned by, right? And I have to change this one to owned by, and then change this, instead of component, call it a owned, right? Will this build? No. Oh, I missed a whole bunch of people following me. Set familiar, thank you. Hammer Strike, thank you. VM user 1, thank you. Ralphs Costa, I think that's the way you say it. And Bear Duda, thank you for the follows. Pub is not here because it's implied. Okay. This is very much a Rust learning stream. All right, so we don't need the pub there. And pub is not needed on the next line either because it's implied. Okay. Oh, we still don't have remove item menu. That's fine. And then can't find owned. Okay. So that's That's over in GUI. So we just need to, oops, like that. Got to add owned. Like that. And if the only complaint is remove item menu, nope. I was hoping the only complaint would be move item menu. Type in trait. Expected struct expected entity. Oh, okay. Yep. That's legit. That's 81. Okay, so it returns entity. This has to return entity as well. And this doesn't need this return statement, right? It's just entity, self-owner. Okay. The following trait. Oh, I was hoping this would be. Oh, do I have to say plus component in the GUI? Is that how that works? Oh, wow, that worked. Okay, let me comment this line out then, 176, and see if we can still see our inventory. Because if that worked, then we can delete the whole... Actually, let's just comment this whole section out. Or just delete it. And then keep it in my undo buffer. Oh, okay. Ah. Oh, I didn't save it. And in player. Okay. That one I don't have to worry about my undo buffer. All right, so if this still shows the inventory, it means we refactored the inventory stuff, right? And that means that we can, how do you do ban? There we go. That means we can delete that entire other menu, right? So I should be able to say it shows an inventory. Let's see if it actually still works. Get, I. Yes, okay. So the good news is we've refactored. Let's undo that and undo that. Save that. Go back to player and recomment the drop. Yeah, here it is. Remove item. Okay, so now if we go to GUI, show menu, right? So we have show inventory, which is called show menu. We have show menu, and then the other function was drop item menu. So the drop item menu should be this simple. Actually, what we can do is remove pub from that, just to make sure that nobody calls it from outside, and call show menu in backpack GSCTX, and call this drop. When we say drop what item? Drop which item? So this should work. Oop, no semicolon there. This should work exactly the same, and I'm going to just blow this whole drop item menu function out of here. Right? Why is that purple? There we go. So does this work? I should be able to pick up. Oh, yeah, remove. Okay. You know what? I should have stashed it, right? I'm not as good at Git as many people are, and there's a way to do just a stash, and I don't feel comfortable with that yet. I'll have to play with that. Okay, and then what do we got? So begin new game, we should be able to pick up and then say drop. So drop which item works. Inventory works. Okay, so now what we can do is do this remove item menu just using lib GUI. Just reusing that, and instead of saying in backpack, we're going to say equipped, right? And instead of remove which item, we'll say drop which item. Okay. So we can say equipped, say remove, and say pub function remove item menu, state, ctx, rltk, and then just item menu result. That, and then close that, right? So where are we? And then we have to uncomment the thing, right? Down here. Right? So now, will this compile? No. Oh, because we didn't add equipped to the GUI. So close. Oh, yes. So for equip, now we have to implement that trait, right? So here's the equipped component. We have the trait, and we have the implementation for in backpack. So we need to implement it for equipped. And it's identical code, right? It's just grabbing a different owner. It's grabbing this owner here instead of the in backpack. So, will this build? It's building. Okay. So can we remove a dagger now? If I refresh, I pick up a dagger, and this is a shield, right? That'll give me full protection, at least this level. So now the orc can't, oh no, I didn't equip it. Duh. Okay, so orc is unable to hurt player. Now I can, if I hit the orc now, I hit him for 4 HP. If I equip the dagger, I hit him for 6 HP. And I should be able to type R, remove which item, and it's showing what I've equipped. I'll unequip B. Oh, it didn't say I unequipped the dagger. I wonder if there's some stuff. So if I say R, oh, it's still, right, because we're inserting the intent to remove, but we're not actually removing it. But what I was testing actually to see was, can we reuse that menu for things that we're holding versus equipping? And it looks like the answer is yes. So that's great. All right, so we're going to call this a refactor before I finish. If I were smarter, I'd just do the refactor as a separate thing and then add back all the equipable stuff in, but I'm not smart enough for that. So Clippy's happy. Let's continue until we get to the thing where we can actually pick up the dagger, equip it, and remove it. This looks pretty straightforward here. We're going to add an item remove system. We have an item collection system. We have an item use system, item drop system, and now we'll add an item remove system. Right? I'm going to import tick A, system tick A for item remove system. Oh, right. And the way we work around this complexity thing is just by making a separate type. And we'll call this item remove data. So entities, and we need wants to remove item, that. Equipped. Oh, we still need in backpack. We just need equipped like this. And I'm surprised we don't need the game log. Because this does the removes. We should say something, right? Like player removed. Okay, so we don't need that. We don't need that. We don't need that. So type system data equals item move data to K, right? And then don't need the pub. Okay, and then we're going to grab everything, right? And we're going to loop over every entity that wants to remove something and then just remove it. Again, I thought we would have wanted a game log saying removed, but let's do this. Once remove. Right, we did that for like dropped, right? Yeah, you drop the blah. So let's add it. Since we're here, equipped and backpack, because we're going to add it to the backpack, right? For every entity to remove in entities and wants remove dot join. Oh, I missed a few more follows. Sorry, Sergio, Epic, and Davi Busanello. Busanello, that's a great Italian name. Thank you for the follows. Equipped, remove, to remove item, and then backpack insert to remove item, and then in backpack. So this is how we insert it into the backpack, is by re-adding the component to the entity. Owner entity expect unable to insert. I'm going to guess into backpack. I'm not going to scroll it. All right, and then wants remove clear. Right, and then I wanted to add this, right? And instead of you drop, you remove the thing. Oh, we need to get names now. Okay, not a problem. We can grab names. Like this, just adding names. Super easy. Okay, and then lastly, we'll add it to the systems in main.rs, which I moved to gamestate.rs. Run systems here. All right, there's the item drop system. Oops. 3y. Remove items. There's the item remove system. Remove items, and we probably have to add it to the top. Oh no, we did a star import. Okay, that makes it nice. And now if we cargo run, which so what I'm doing, I don't know if you've noticed, is I'm actually using this build script, and what the build script does is it generates a WASM file for me and writes it out into the WASM directory. You can see it here. It generates RT stands for Roguelike Tutorial, so that's the name of my project. And then I'm running it in the browser. The only disadvantage of running it in the browser is that you can't save and load. So if I hit escape to quit the game, it can't save it, and there's no load game option. Whereas if I ran it directly from here, it would pop up a separate window, and then I could create. And we did that in a previous stream. We have the ability to save the game. So obviously the last time I saved the game was November 3rd. All right, let's fix these errors. So we're missing wants to remove item. Russ is telling me, did I really mean wants to drop item? And no, I don't. So that's in the inventory system. wants to remove item, add the comma. And sometimes that's the only bug. Oh, player entity, right, because I'm not finding the player entity. And I didn't grab the game log, and to drop became to remove, right? So inventory system, let's fix that. So, right, read expect entity means we want to get the player entity. And we can compare here and just grab that player entity. And then we want the game log, right? So we can add that as immutable, not immutable. All right, and then instead of to drop item, we want to remove item, right? Will it build? Come on. All right, so 17 seconds later, we can hit reload here, begin a new game, and I want to be able to. So what I do is I'll just hit refresh. There we go. So now I can pick up the dagger. I can examine the dagger. I can hit A to equip the dagger. If I look in my inventory, it's gone. If I look in my equipment, it's gone. And if I say A now, you remove the dagger. And now if I set R, remove which item is empty, and it's back in my inventory. Wow, it all works. I'm amazed. All right, let's make sure Clippy's happy. We'll take a look at what we've done. Oh, we've done a lot. So this is, yeah, so we've added this wants to remove item. We refactored all of that code for the menu. So we did this trait stuff here. If I look down here, this is the remove item stuff for the player. Here's where this is all the code we deleted. I love deleting code and having everything work better. And then we've modified the remove item menu, the drop item menu is all changed. Oops. And then we have the item remove system, which we just added. And we kind of, I don't know if we went ahead. Oh, adding some more powerful gear later. So we'll do that tomorrow because I'm unfortunately out of time. And then there's wants to remove item. Okay, good. So git add source, git commit. Player can now equip and unequip and equipment. Yeah, let's just do that. And we'll push that up to my GitHub. Here's my GitHub. Hit refresh. And there it is. So this is what we did today. Added a dagger and shield bonuses so that we can they actually affect how the player does combat. And then we modified all of our equip and unequip code so we can do those. Wow, look at all those deleted lines. Gotta love it. Okay. That's it for today. Thank you everybody who, Roku, I missed you. Sorry. Thank you for the follow. Thank you everybody who joined from the raid. That was awesome. Thank you Togglebit for the raid. And I will try to catch you tomorrow. Take care.